Hello students, lesson number 13, chemical change and chemical bond. Under this lesson, we seen the different types of chemical changes. Inside it, some are natural and some are the artificial chemical changes are there. Inside it, I told you the chemical change, that is natural chemical change. That is the example of it is the respiration and photosynthesis. Now we are here, that is man-made chemical changes. We bring about many chemical changes for our use in everyday life. Let us see some of them. The chemical change that we saw in first activity is used in the cold drink is called as a soda lemon. It means that it is an useful chemical change. So here it is in this activity inside, that is carbon dioxide, we are added into the cold drinks and added to the cold drinks, and that is a useful man-made chemical change. So here it is written, the chemical that we see in the first activity is used in the cold drinks called as a soda lemon. It means that the useful man-made chemical change. Second one is the combustion of fuels. When the fuel burns, what happens? The wood, coal, petrol, cooking gas are burnt for getting energy. Okay, we are burning these things for getting the energy. The common substance that burns in all these fuels is called as a carbon. Okay, if you see the example, methane gas, that is the CH4. This is a methane gas that we are using in the or ethane C2H6. These gases are there. These gases are present in the methane gas. These are present in our cylinder. Otherwise, if you take the example of coal, wood, petrol or cooking gas, in this all inside the main constituent is the carbon. Okay, now the common substance that burn in these fuels is called as a carbon. During the combustion process, when the combustion takes place, carbon combines with oxygen, means carbon is there, it combines with the oxygen which is present in the air. Carbon is present in the wood or any that inflammable substances like wood, coal, petrol or cooking gas, and it combines with the oxygen which is present in the air and it forms the carbon dioxide. Okay, that is carbon dioxide it forms. Now in the air and the product is carbon dioxide is formed. The common equation can be written as by for all these combustion process are as follows. So first of all, as I told you before only, we have to write the word equation. So which is the word equation? Carbon when combines with oxygen, it forms the carbon dioxide. Just now I told you carbons, that chemical formula is C. Oxygen always it is present in O2 form and it forms the CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Combustion of fuel is a fast and irreversible chemical change. The combustion of fuel is a fast also and irreversible change. Second example is that the cleaning of Shahabadi tiles by using the dilute hydrochloric acid. So in this, the chemical composition of Shahabad tile is mainly calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. During its cleaning with hydrochloric acid, when we are adding the hydrochloric acid, that is the HCl inside it, the upper layer of the tiles react with hydrochloric acid, means calcium carbonate is there, its upper layer is there, it reacts with the hydrochloric acid and three products are formed. Okay, and one of them is calcium chloride, that is CaCl3. Next and then what it forms? CO2, and what this reaction is actually not the balanced reaction, so just I am giving this for information only. So here the product is carbon dioxide, the bubbles mix up with the air, that is these are the carbon dioxide, then water molecule also it forms and the calcium chloride is formed. The third product, water mixes with the water mixes with the water, and the following equation can be written in the chemical chain. So here it is the word equation, and just now I told you the chemical equation how to write it. So the word equation is, when this calcium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid, what it forms? The calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and the water it forms. Okay, write the chemical reaction unbalanced for the above reaction. Just now I told you that CaCO3, it reacts with hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, it forms a calcium carbonate, that is CaCl3 plus CO2 and plus water molecule it forms. And this is a chemical reaction between the calcium and carbonate, hydrochloric acid, and it forms the three products, that is calcium chloride, here it is written calcium chloride, then afterwards water, and the gas which is gushes out emerges out from this process is called as a carbon dioxide. Okay, now afterwards the next reaction is the softening of hard water. As you know that the hard water, which is the water is hard water, the water which we are getting from the bore, otherwise the well water is there. When it moves, it carries the different kinds of carbonates or the salts with it, and due to this what happens, the water becomes hard because of that solving of this different salt in it. Some well or tube wells have hard water. As you know that when we are cleaning this utensils by using this water, the spots we can see on it, and these spots are nothing but these are the salts which are present in that water, and such a water is this water is a hard water. And that hard water, what happens inside it, when we are trying to clean the clothes and all, then water becomes, what happens, it is not get clean properly. So for that what we are doing, we are adding inside it some of the sodium carbonate, otherwise washing soda for it, and that only reaction we are going to see in this activity. So here some wells or tube wells have hard water. It is brackish to taste and does not form lather with soap. It does not form the lather, we are saying to it phase, it is not forming on it. This is because of hard water contains the chloride and the sulfate salts. Okay, chloride and sulfate salts are there, it get dissolved in the water. Okay, and due to this water becomes hard. The salts of calcium, magnesium are dissolved state inside it, and that's why that water is becoming hard water. To soften this hard water, a solution of washing soda, that is washing powder, which Ariel, Rin, these types of washing powders are there available in the market, that we are using to soften this water. This result in the chemical reaction, okay, to form the precipitate of insoluble carbonate, and it forms the precipitate, means particles, it forms whitish colored particles it forms, but the foam is not forming on it. Salts of calcium and the magnesium, as they dissolve, the salt, calcium and the magnesium go out in the form of precipitate of the carbonate salts, and the water becomes hard, and that carbonate salts which are present inside that water, what happens, it combines with this sodium carbonate and it forms the calcium carbonate, otherwise sodium carbonate, and then what it forms, the precipitate it forms, and it will flow away, and the foam is formed when we are adding the soap to it, and the water is softened. The following equation can be written in the chemical change. So first of all, here it is given the word equation, and secondly it is the chemical equation is given here. So first of all, the word equation, as I told you before only, the calcium chloride, when it mixes into the water, sodium carbonate, sodium carbonate means that Ariel or the Rin powder, and it forms the calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. So here it is calcium chloride react with sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, and it forms the calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, and the sodium chloride. These are formed in this process, and the water becomes soft because of this, and then by using soap we can clean our clothes. Write the word and chemical equation for the chemical change taking place in the magnesium salt during the softening in the water. So what they told you, so instead of calcium chloride, if magnesium chloride, if what happens, mixed to it, then so here MgCl2, when it reacts with the sodium carbonate, that is the washing soda, Na2CO3, what is formed, the magnesium carbonate, that is MgCO3, there is water soluble salt is formed inside it, and that water soluble salt is the that is the sodium chloride. Okay, and the water becomes soft in this process. Okay, so this is the word equation with the magnesium and the this is the word equation. Here word equation, if you want to write for this, here instead of calcium chloride you just write here magnesium chloride. Here write magnesium chloride. Here I will write magnesium chloride plus sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate, you write it properly, and it forms the magnesium carbonate and the sodium chloride salt it forms. It is sodium chloride. So in this way the reaction is takes place and the water becomes softer. Now the next, we saw that the composition of matter changes during the chemical change. Okay, and a new substance having different properties are formed. New substance with different properties are formed. When this happens, some chemical bonds in the reactant break and new substances called a product are formed by formation of new chemical bond. Okay, we have also seen in the chapter that is composition of matter that the number of chemical bonds formed by one atom is its valency. Okay, now here what they told you, if you see here some bonds are breaking. If you see here in this example, calcium chloride and Na2CO3, these products are there, these reactants are there. So bond between calcium and chloride breaks and new bond is formed with the carbonate. So calcium form bond with the carbonate, that is CaCO3, and the bond between the calcium and chloride breaks and it forms a bond with the that is sodium, and it forms the NaCl. Okay, so here it forms the the word and chemical reaction. For this they told you. So for that, if you are writing that we seen already. So some bonds are break and some bonds are new bonds are formed, and what happens, the new substance is formed in this process. Okay, now here, and its properties are different from the original substances. So different properties are also formed. When this happens, just I told you, the chemical bonds break and some new chemical bonds are formed and the new substance is formed. And we have to seen in the chapter composition of matter that the number of chemical bonds formed one atom is its valency. Means how many chemical bond it forms, that is depend on the valency of that substance, and that we seen in that lesson, that is the composition of matter. Now the next point is the chemical bond. So we have seen the relationship between electronic configuration and valency of element. We have seen the relationship between whom? Electronic configuration and valency of atom in the chapter inside the atom. Noble gas do not form the chemical bond as their electron octet or the duplet are completed. Just I told you which are the noble gases. So that is argon, krypton, xenon, neon. These are the inert gases, noble gases, and these gases does not form any kind of reaction with the any another substance, because neon's duplet is completed and other substance, that is argon, krypton, xenon, these substances octave is complete, and that's why they do not form any kind of bond with any other substance, and that's why these substances are called as a noble gases. While the atom with incomplete electron octet or duplet form the chemical bond. The reason for this is that, why? Just now I told you, that is only the reason behind it. The reason for that is that an atom uses its valence electron during formation of chemical bond. What they told you, atom uses its valence electron. Atoms, they are using the valence electron for the formation of chemical bond. Moreover, on forming chemical bonds equal to its valencies, means how much is its valency, that much chemical bonds it forms with the other substances. Okay, and the noble gases valency is 0, and that's why they are not forming any kind of bond with any other substance. Moreover, on the forming of chemical bond equal to its valency, atoms attain the electronic configuration, means how much electronic configuration they are attending to complete its octet or the duplet. Okay, so that is about the chemical bond, and the types of chemical bonds are there. That part we will see in our next lecture, that is the ionic bond, covalent bonds. These bonds are there that we will study in our next lecture. So today we are going to stop here only. Okay, thank you and have a good day.